Before studying abroad, I was given a few options of places to spend my semester by an education fellowship I am in. One of the most important parts of my education fellowship is no matter where the participant decides to go, it is required he or she teaches in a local school. And as CIEE Sevilla has this opportunity built into one of its classes, it was one of the choices offered by my fellowship. As I have always wanted to be able to communicate in another language and had declared a Spanish minor, CIEE Sevilla was the best of the options given for me. The thought of being in front of a classroom where most, if not all of the students spoke English as a second language was daunting, as I had never experienced anything like it before, although it seemed like an exciting experience. To use the words of Anthony Ogden, I didn't want to be a, quote, colonial student. I didn't want to disregard the beautiful host culture for the ease of living in my American bubble. I wanted to experience the culture in authentic ways, so the opportunity to be in the classroom seemed like a fantastic way to truly involve myself in Spanish society. Upon arrival and registration, I began to become more uneasy about the idea of teaching in the Spanish school. Although I am an education major and I love working with students, I felt unprepared to lead classes to non-native speakers. I worried I would talk too fast, or my personality would not mesh well with the class. Further, the idea of spending 4 hours each week teaching and many hours beyond that lesson planning left me very worried about my time management. I wanted to be able to have free time to explore the city, make new friends, and live a well-balanced life in Sevilla. After realizing how every benefit of the situation outweighed any potential downsides, I dove into the experience with an excitement and anticipation of what was to come. Without even realizing it, I was getting ready to embrace the ambiguity of the situation and welcome the unknown. I decided not to look back and to see the practicum for the awesome opportunity it was. The first time I toured Las Esclavas, the school I would visit twice weekly, I was astonished by its size. Being home to 3 classes of roughly 30 students each of every level of the Spanish education system, it was massive. I would be teaching 2 lessons each week in Primero de la Primaria, 1 in Segundo de la Primaria, and 1 in Segundo de la ESO. After getting acquainted with the location of my classrooms in the school, I began to observe lessons. Getting a feel for teachers and students in each class was incredibly helpful. It helped me to discern the learning styles of the students, interpret norms of classroom behavior, and better understand the Spanish education system as a whole. By simply being present in the school, I was gaining an understanding of local values and culture. For example, by just listening in on the conversations of students, I came to more fully comprehend the importance of family and social relationships. Additionally, I noticed from a very young age the idea of tradition was incredibly meaningful in the lives of students, especially during the Semana Santa and La Feria. When it came time for me to teach my first lessons, I was more fearful than I would like to admit. I have never been one to fear public speaking, but something about this situation seemed a little different. However, after the first day, my nerves faded, and heading to Las Esclavas twice weekly became some of my favorite moments of the week. Leading classes in social science for La Primaria students and English classes for La ESO students gave me the chance to further establish my own teaching styles while learning from those around me. Moreover, interacting with the students and the teachers helped me to develop my intercultural competence and expand my methods of intercultural communication. For example, sometimes a message I had predicted to be very clear in English had been difficult for students to understand. So, by thinking of other ways to present information, my communication skills have broadened. As my time in Sevilla is coming to a close, I can confidently look back and say my time spent at Las Esclavas includes some of my most treasured memories from Sevilla. I can't imagine my study abroad experience without it, and it is crazy to think I was considering the negative impacts it would make on my time here. The relationships I have created with students and teachers are priceless, and I will always cherish the personal, professional, and intercultural development I have made because of Las Esclavas.